So I am here at the ITS Center in central Hong Kong, and with me is the Steps of Joy founders, Bianca, Sana, and Charlotte. Welcome. Thank you so
Hi,
much
nice
for
to meet
coming.
you.
Okay, great. So you guys are the founders of the youth initiative Steps of Joy, right? Could you please tell us, what does Steps of Joy do, and who does it help?
So, Steps of Joy is a student led initiative that we founded in July, I think 2024. And we gather shoe donations from around international schools in Hong Kong. And then we send them off to two of our locations in the Philippines to underprivileged children who don't have access to proper footwear and proper sports uniforms.
Okay, wonderful. Can you tell us a bit about what inspired this and when did it start?
Okay, so in about July 2024, we heard the story of a young athlete. Her name is Rhea Bulos, and she is an athlete in the Philippines, and she was competing in these competitions with no shoes on. She was taping her feet, and we thought that that was like really an inspiring story, especially since she was winning a lot of the competitions with like no shoes on. And we kind of like thought we came together because we all do different sports, and we came together. I mean, Bianca does football, Sana does netball. I was playing football as well at the time, and we were like, how could we make an impact on other people with doing something that we love to do? So we brought together this. We found contacts in the Philippines, and we did a first initial a test run, and we saw like the really good impact that we had in the Philippines, and we were like, well, this is really great. We should keep doing this.
Okay, that's great. Can you tell me a little bit more about the test run? Like, how did you find contacts in the Philippines? And also, what do you mean by test run? How did you?
Should I continue? Okay. So for the contacts in the Philippines, we actually reached out to another organization which had been doing a similar thing. I think almost 10 years ago. It was like 2017. We reached out to them and asked them how they did that. So they were running them in a singular school. They were running them in HKIS at the time, and they sent shoe boxes to Siargao, which is a small island in the Philippines. And they had one singular contact there, and we were like, okay, so we met these people, and we were like, okay, maybe we can get the same contact. That person had long gone, but we reached out to another organization which was also helping other kids there in the Philippines, and we reached out to them and we were like, hey, can we send you guys a box and we'll see how it goes. And I mean, it was successful. I think we made a really big impact on these kids. They were really happy to have shoes, and yeah, I think after that, it was just that was the moment where we realized that we wanted to like keep going, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where did you get the shoes for the first box that you sent?
So for the first box, we actually did a school-wide shoe drive. So for a few weeks, we kept like trying to raise awareness of our like fundraisers and our initiative, basically, because it was a new one and none of the students had ever heard of it, obviously. So we tried to raise a lot of awareness, and then we ran a shoe drive for about a week. And a lot of the students came and they gave old shoes, and we got a lot of more shoes than we were actually expecting. So yeah, that's kind of how we got our first shoe drive.
And you're all at German Swiss, right?
Yes.
How did you like set up the shoe drive? Because you must have coordinated with teachers, right? And you can't just randomly ask people for shoes. So how did that happen?
So there's a teacher in our school which helps us with like organizing these events. So we first of all had a lot of meetings with him, which was kind of a challenge because we didn't expect to have so many obstacles and hurdles with just organizing a shoe drive, but it was actually kind of difficult to make sure that we were doing everything in the proper way that the school wanted us to do it. So we went with him, we organized a lot of logistics, and then he helped us kind of, like put posters around the school and informed students about what we were doing.
What were the kind of rules that you had to follow for the school?
So we had to make sure that we had a teacher supervising the shoe drive, basically, and we had to make sure also that all the where we were doing it in the school, it wasn't in the way of any like normal school activities, or we weren't kind of obstructing any lessons by like trying to interfere with any of the normal school lessons that were going on. Yeah.
I do actually think that the school bureaucracy that we had to go through has really helped us in taking our organization outside of just one school and bringing it to the rest of Hong Kong. So especially when we've onboarded our new ambassadors, it's been quite helpful for them to understand the process that we went through to allow them to kind of do the same.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask about that because a lot of students have a lot of ideas about what they want to do and they do face those hurdles with the school. Some schools just say no, like, they just outright don't want to let the students do that. So do you think that your school is just extra like open to this kind of stuff, or are you guys just really good at persuasion?
So I think it was a really, really long process for us, especially we needed a lot of fundraising because the boxes are expensive to ship over to the Philippines. So one of the things was doing events like bake sales, for example. Our teacher supervisor was a little against that because we were having bake sales every week at the time. And he was with other organizations. He was like, it's happening too much. So we had to come up with other ideas to fundraise. So I think we did a lemonade stand. And then we were trying to come up with all these ideas. And it was a little frustrating because I felt like we kept getting shut down. And we were having meetings like at that point, like 2 times a week with this one teacher. So I don't think it was easy, but I mean, it worked out in the end. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like even with the lemonade stand, like we didn't expect to have so many problems with like something that simple. But even like, for example, how we made the lemonade and like how it was given to the students was really important because obviously we didn't like the teachers didn't want us to be like selling unhygienic or not not appropriate like lemonade. So yeah, it was just a challenge. But I think something that did help was that the school was open to the idea at least.
Oh, that's really good. What was wrong with bake sales? Were they don't want you to give candy out? Or?
No, it was just because a lot of the students at our school are very motivated. So we do have a lot of different student initiatives. So with all of those student initiatives, there tends to be a lot of people trying to fundraise. So that's why there's so many different bake sales that our teachers were kind of like, maybe try something new.
Okay. So like everyone else was doing it too. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Yeah. Do you have a
No, I just
point
wanted to say that I think he wanted us to be differentiated as well because I also think that he saw the opportunity in our organization and he was like, well, let's make it something different because I mean the bake sales worked great. I think our lemonade stand was more of a failure than the bake sales were, but I do think that it helped us like figure out how to go through obstacles. Yeah.
It's also great because out of all of these different organizations that were fundraising, we were, I think, maybe one of 2 that were actually student-led and fully student-run.
Oh, okay. Well, what was everyone else doing?
They were representing registered organizations and were representing...
Like within the school?
No, just in Hong Kong.
Ah, okay. All right. That's really cool that you guys were so innovative and the fact that you were persistent and that you overcame the challenges so well. Can I talk a little bit more about that? Was there other challenges that you faced? Because you mentioned the cost, for example, of shipping. Was there anything else that, came up and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so there were actually quite a few obstacles, especially with our second box that we tried to send out because everything went fine with like collecting the shoes and actually shipping it off. But at Philippines, especially Siargao at that time, there were a lot of like typhoons or like natural disasters going on. So the box didn't get delivered for about 4 to 5 months.
I think it was even 6 months.
Yeah, it was even 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were kind of frustrated because there's a lot of effort into planning the shoe drive and like getting everything organized, and we really like enjoyed looking at our efforts being paid off and like seeing the children receive the shoes, which didn't happen for a really long time. So we kept trying to reach out to the people there and we kept trying to get updates, but it was a bit difficult at times for sure. But last week we received the photos of the kids actually getting the shoes back, and we were all so happy because they were so excited, and we were like, okay, they're there. It's so great. It's like it was really amazing to see.
Oh, amazing.
I was the one who was working with the communications with the tracking company, and I kept sending the tracking number and we weren't getting any news, so we generally thought the box was lost at sea. So I think it was, as Sana said, it was really rewarding to see the impact that we still had an impact even though we thought that everything just went to waste. Yeah, but we hope that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, hopefully. So how many boxes have you guys sent now?
We've
total?
sent two, I think, boxes so far. But we are planning to send another one because, as Bianca said earlier, we just expanded our team with ambassadors, and they've actually run a shoe drive in FIS. So they've collected some shoes, and a lot. Since we have more ambassadors, everybody has more shoes and even clothes and toys to donate. So we're putting together a box right now. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Actually, with the new partnership that I was able to make through the YAP program, through communicating, we were able to figure out that, this new location has a demand for shoes, but also does have a serious demand for clothing. And so although we are an organization focused on shoes, we did kind of want to accommodate what, they were asking and what Dr. Prime was asking. And so now that our team has expanded, we were also able to gather even more donations just from our own families.
Oh,
And
are you going to expand into other items of clothing?
I think
There's a demand.
we really want to hear the feedback from the places themselves and not kind of want to assume what they need. And so, depending on what we hear, naturally our root cause is to help promote sport through footwear. But we also do really want to empower these communities in other ways if they need it, and while we have the advantage and opportunity to help them.
Okay. So I did want to go on to talk about that. So you mentioned the UN Youth Ambassador Program, which ITS runs in partnership with UNITAR every year. And so you were part of the 2025 cohort, and you were actually one of the winners and the winner of the grand prize. Can you just talk a little bit about your experience in the program and how it helped to shape Steps of Joy afterwards?
I really do think that the YAP program was a fantastic opportunity for networking and getting to know other people and other youth change makers trying to get their own charities started up or make their own change in their respective communities. I know during the program many people have reached out to me, I've reached out to them, and actually now, like quite a while after the program is now ended, Tally, one of our cohort members, has reached out because she has a similar initiative that runs in the Philippines. And so once we get our third box sorted and some of our other goals out of the way, we're looking to collaborate with her. And I think that, and also our collaboration with Dr. Prime, the guest speaker, was just so incredibly valuable. And there are very few places that you can find and meet other people like that. Yeah.
Are you still in contact with him?
Yes, actually, Charlotte, because she is our operations coordinator, has been messaging with Dr. Prime within the last week to talk about our new box. But
Are you going to collaborate with him, do you think, in the future?
I think definitely. After having a meeting with him, we've definitely established that, he would like to be one of our new locations. And so we'd like to organize our shoe drives around the fact that we have two places that need to receive donations, which is why we're also expanding to outside of school drives.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, do you have something to
No,
add?
I was just gonna say, so the box that we're preparing right now is actually to his location. He has a youth center, I think he mentioned, but we are going to be sending our next box to him, which is what Bianca was talking about earlier with the clothing. That's actually going to be to his location.
Oh, okay, I see. Which location is that at?
That's
For
the
Dr.
Boli
Prime.
Youth Center. I think it's Santa Ana. Yeah,
Oh.
that's also in the Philippines.
Is
It's
that
just-
another island?
It's on the main island.
It's on the main island. Siargao is a little bit more straight for that. Yeah.
Okay, well, good to hear that you met some really good connections through the program, adults and students like yourself. So since completing the Unitar YAP, which was about, 4 months ago, how has your initiative developed and progressed, and what's happened since then?
I think especially being one of the award winners from the program and getting this mentorship from obviously you and the rest of the ITS team and UNITAR team, it's been really helpful in not only giving us advice on where to position our trajectory as an organization, but also our blind spots. You guys kind of helped us identify, what other people will notice and, how we can give ourselves more credibility. I think that since the YAP program, obviously we were able to develop our team and grow to a team of, I think, 8 now across different schools. And we've developed a website, bought a domain name, and we've kind of opened our eyes to the amount of opportunities that we have and, the connections that are available and the people that want to help, especially in Hong Kong. So it's been really great to have this kind of community even after the program has ended.
Okay, great. And I wanted to ask about the new people that you've onboarded from other schools. So you mentioned there's a shoe drive that happened at FIS or is happening? Oh, it happened already. So their box, is it going to the locations you guys have already established, or do they have to find their own?
Yeah, so we're a really close-knit team actually, and we wanted to kind of have everybody working together so that we can be a bit more efficient rather than having these new schools figure things out on their own. I think it's a bit easier for the onboarding process. Right now, their donations will go towards our box to Bully Youth Center. And yeah, I think the system that we've kind of decided on, at least for now, before we grow even further, is just to have everybody very engaged in what we're doing and have them learn how to, you know, navigate the operations and communicate and reach out to other people. And hopefully that will also teach us how to recruit new younger people that will eventually take over the organization. So, yeah.
It's really good that you're disseminating, what you've learned, rather than, because a lot of orgs, they kind of try and gatekeep the knowledge to themselves because they don't want other people doing it. So it's really good that you guys are sharing what you know and helping others to accomplish all of this stuff too. So what are you guys working on at the moment, apart from kind of the FIS stuff, and what are your future plans, whether for later this year or further years?
Yeah. I mean, we are a very ambitious group of people, I have to admit.
Yeah, can tell.
I think especially when reaching out to new people, which is something we've really wanted to do, there have been a lot of barriers. Something that's always been kind of on our mind was reach out to companies to have them donate either shoes that they don't want to keep in stock or allow us to bulk purchase shoes at a discount. And I think that's one of our initiatives that we've kind of been pursuing over the past few months, actually. I think that's something going on kind of in the background as we try to gain credibility, then hopefully more companies will listen to us. We've also like to kind of grow our shoe drives outside of schools, like I said. And during the program, I was trying to develop a just Discovery Bay wide shoe drive. And I think that is currently still in the process just because I realized that managing communications with other external organizations is quite challenging. And I think gaining credibility and having people really listen to you as a youth organization can be difficult. But that's been a persistent effort from us like every week. And I think we just really want to learn from this and try and understand what makes an organization credible and what makes people want to help you and kind of apply that and share that knowledge with others.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, one last question. So, as the grand prize winner, the initiative did win the grand prize at YAP. You are going to ECOSOC in the UN headquarters in New York very soon, I think next week, right? Are you ready?
I think I am ready, and I think I'm very grateful that I get to represent such an incredible organization and represent my two co-founders with me. I think it will be an even better opportunity to connect with like-minded people, and it's fantastic to see, real-world discussions that are very high level about not only what we are trying to work towards, but what everybody is trying to work towards and the kind of initiatives that are going on at a grander scale.
Yeah.
I think it's a very unique environment to be in.
Yeah.
So Bianca has given us a lot of opportunities for outreach. I think that through the YAPP program, because we all have our different roles, and Bianca has helped us a lot with Dr. Prime. I think that's been like an amazing opportunity for us with the YAPP program. So I think I'm hoping that when she goes to New York, we can have even more outreach and expand our organization even more.
Okay, yeah, because that was going to be my last question. What would you like to take away from the event? So I guess the outreach, because you'll be around so many different youth orgs and just so many high-level individuals from the UN that you could probably, get more Dr. Primes.
Definitely. Like, I really look forward to speaking to people that are from these communities in the Philippines, and you know, people that will have an input and something valuable for us to take away and kind of put into our organization. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, best of luck to you guys. It's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything else you'd want to say before we end?
Well, I'll go first. I think that a lot of people have reached out to me since starting this organization about how, you know, they kind of struggle to take the first step in working towards their own initiatives. I do think that it's worth just starting, even if you have to do a test run, even if you're very unsure. It's very worth putting your foot in the door, because you never really know what opportunities will come. Like the EcoSearch Forum, I think that's very unique and completely unexpected. So that was just from us starting.
No, I was also gonna say, I think something else that we really want to do is inspire other younger kids to start their own initiatives about what they're passionate about, because as you said earlier, a lot of kids have, or children have these like ideas of what they want to do and a lot of motivation, but never actually end up doing it. So I think we want to be an example of some like people or like young kids who have actually started and have made it happen, kind of.
Yeah, I think like a few years ago, I never thought that this would have happened, because, I mean, you hear these stories of like kids our age doing these type of things, and I'm like, how does that even happen? But I mean, there were definitely a lot of challenges, and I think we're still growing, so there are still going to be challenges, but I think it makes it a really enjoyable experience, and I think what other people should take away is that it's not. It's also really fun. It's really fun to be able to make an impact on other people. Like other children basically our age, and yeah.
Okay, brilliant. It's really inspiring. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well,